Hi guys, today I'm going to show you how you can create this amazing lens ball effect in Photoshop 2020 to add a little bit of drama to your landscape photography. And I'm going to start right now. Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. My name is James, and if it is the very first time to this channel and you want to learn all about Photoshop, Lightroom and everything photography related, start now by subscribing and hitting the bell so you don't miss anything. So in this tutorial guys, I'm going to show you how you can create this amazing lens ball effect in Photoshop 2020. Now this is a part 1 of a 2 video tutorial all about lens ball photography. Now this first video I'm just going to be talking about how you can create this effect in post-production. So we've already got a photo and we're going to apply this effect using Photoshop on the computer. But the next video I'm going to show you how you can purchase one of these really cool and unique lens balls and how you can use it in your photography to create a little bit of extra drama and what settings to use and how to use it in your photography. So make sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification so you don't miss that next video. So if you want to have a look at any of the pre-selected photos to create this effect, make sure you go to the link in the description and you can download them all from there. But without further ado, let's get started. Okay guys, so the very first thing you want to do is choose an image. Now if you want to choose any of the pre-selected images that I've chosen to create this effect, make sure to go to the link in the description and you can follow along to the same images I'll be. But again guys, you can always use an image that you've taken. Now guys, the first thing you want to do is go ahead and load Photoshop. Now as you can see, I've already got the effect applied, so today I'm going to show you step by step on how to create this effect. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to delete all of those layers, so we start from the original photo. So the very first thing you want to do is make sure we've got a duplicate layer from the background. So what we're going to do is just press Command J on our keyboard, or what we can do is you can drag that layer to our new layer icon, and what that will do is that will just duplicate the layer. Brilliant. So once we've done that, what we want to do is head up to Filter, and we want to go down to Distort, and then we want to go to Spherical. So what this will do is it will create a spherical shape, as you can see in this little thumbnail here, and we want to increase the amount all the way up to 100%, and all we have to do is press OK. Lovely, so it's created this effect, but what we need to do is we need to strengthen this effect ever so slightly. So again, what we're going to do is just go to Filter, and then we're going to go back to Spherical, but obviously what we can do is we can always use this shortcut at the top here. So that will choose the previous, it will duplicate the previous effect that we've made. And there we go. So what we just need to do now is just turn that layer off for the moment. Next, we need to create the circle. So if we want to go to the left hand side, you'll find the ellipse tool, or we can use U on our keyboard. What we want to do is make sure that we've got our ellipse tool selected, and then we just want to draw a circle. So we're going to draw a circle like so. Lovely. So when we go into our properties panel, we want to make sure that we don't have any stroke enabled onto this shape, and then we also want to make sure that we have black selected. So once we've done that, what you can do is press Command T on our keyboard, and this is where you can move it around to your desired spot. So I'm going to keep it absolute dead center to the image. So I think I'm going to place it probably about there, I think. Lovely. Right, so once we've got the spot, what we want to do is turn on that background layer that we've just made, and we want to drop it just above the circle layer, and we want to clip it. Now the way we can clip it is by holding down Alt and go hovering in between those two layers and then just clicking. And what that will do is that will clip that layer to the bottom layer. Brilliant. So what we need to do now is we just need to adjust the inside of the circle. So if we press Command T on the clipped layer, and then if we hold down Shift, what we can do is just drag it to the size of that circle that we've just made. So we'll do that, and then we'll drag it from the middle Lovely. And then we'll drag it from the top. Brilliant. And then all we need to do is press enter. And as you can see, the circle is now starting to take shape. But what we need to do now is, because a glass ball will actually reflect everything within it, we need to flip this image. So if we go up to edit, we go to transform, we want to press flip vertical. And what that will do is that will reflect everything in the image. Because if you ever have a look at a glass ball photography, the bottom of the image is always displayed at the top of the ball and vice versa. Lovely. So once we've done that, we need to start adding the effects to make it look three-dimensional. So what we're going to do is go to our eclipse layer, and we just want to duplicate that layer. Lovely. So we're going to take one of those eclipses we've got, and we're going to drag that right to the top of the layer. And as you can see, we've got this black circle back again. What we want to do is we want to go to our fill, and we want to click on the fill, and we want to reduce the fill all the way to 0%. Lovely, because what we want to do is apply an inner glow. So we can go to the eclipse layer, and we want to go to our layer stylizing box. So we're going to double click on there, and as you can see, it pops up with our layer styles. What we need to do is we just need to select inner glow. Now in inner glow, if I reset that to default, what we need to do is just change the size and the opacity and range to create a nice kind of halo effect in the glass ball. So if we're going to increase the opacity slightly, we're going to increase the size to whatever looks correct. And then we're just going to probably increase the range slightly and maybe increase the size a little bit more. Just so we have this white halo effect appearing within the photo. And then once you are happy, make sure we've got our blending mode to screen and our main colour is white. Once you're happy with what you've created there, all you need to do is press OK. Lovely, and this is really now starting to take shape. There are a few more things we need to do to make it look a little bit more three-dimensional. So we need to make sure that that layer we have just created is clipped to the main circle. So again, we hold down Alt and hover in between those two layers. The little square with the arrow icon pops up, and we've clipped that to that layer to make sure only the effects apply within the circle. So what we need to do now is create a new layer. We need to create some light reflections and light rays. So we're going to create a new layer by going to our new layer icon at the bottom right hand corner. Make sure it's clipped to that layer, and we want to add some light. Now the way light refracts through circles and glass is if we're adding it to the top left, we need to make sure we also add a light reflection to the top right, because if the light is hitting a certain angle, it would go through the glass in a horizontal or parallel motion. So I think the light is coming from the right hand side of this image. So what we want to do is go to our brush tool. We want to select our brush tool on the left hand side here, or B on our keyboard. We want to make sure that we've got white selected as our foreground colour, and we want a nice big soft brush. So if we've got the light coming in here, if we dab a little bit of light here, and then if we're adding it into the top left, or the top right should I say, we'll be adding it in to the bottom over to the top bottom left here. So we're adding it to the top right, and then adding it to the top left. Lovely. So we've created this, but it's a little bit too strong. So what we need to do is we just need to go to our blending modes, and we're going to drop this down to screen, as screen lightens pixels which are dark. And then we just want to lower the opacity all the way to where you are happy with the results. Brilliant. So all we need to do now is just need to group this layer together. So we'll group that there like so, and we've got the before and after of the lens ball. So all we just need to do is name this group lens ball, and now we can apply any effect we like afterwards. So I feel what we want to do is blur the background slightly to make the lens ball pop out a little bit more. So what we're going to go to our background layer, we're going to press Command J, which will duplicate the layer. What we're going to do is go to filter, we're going to go to blur, and we're going to go to Gaussian blur. And we just want to blur the background so the foreground or the lens ball looks like it's in focus. So I think we're going to increase this to around 12 pixels. Lovely. Right, so there's one more thing I think I'd like to do to this image, and I want to play like an autumnal effect. So the way we can do that is by going to our adjustment layers. We want to go to hue and saturation. In our master selection here, we want to click on that to bring down the drop down, and we want to go and select yellows. Once we've selected yellows, we want to drag the hue to the left hand side, and what that will do is that will change all the greens and all the yellows in the image to more of a nice reddy autumnal look. So we'll go for something like so. Lovely. And I think one last thing, I think we're going to create a nice vignette to this image. So we're going to bring down the highlights a little bit, and we'll bring down the shadows a little bit. We'll bring the shadows up slightly, like so. And then what we want to do is create a gradient. So we're going to go to our gradient tool, which is G on our keyboard, or if we head over to the left hand side, we're going to just make sure we've got our radial gradient selected, and we're going to draw it from the outside, click and drag outwards, like so. Lovely. And then we can alter the amount of vignetting afterwards. Brilliant. So there is the before and there is the after. And there we go, guys. So that is how you can create a lens ball effect in Photoshop 2020. Brilliant. And there we go, guys. So that is how you can create this amazing lens ball effect in Photoshop 2020. And make sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification so you don't miss my next video all about how to use one of these lens balls in your photography to add a little bit of extra drama. Again, guys, if you want to like, comment and subscribe to my channel, it really does help my channel grow. Also, if you want to hit the bell notification so you don't miss any of my latest content. Also, guys, if you want to have a look at the Teespring store, I have a bunch of hoodie and t-shirt design, and I'm updating that every single week. But until next time, guys, keep creating.